Hi! So, yeah, RuneScape is getting put on a hiatus, and I am very, very sorry for people that actually like the series. I do get you, I know that I failed, and that is entirely on me. You see, as a person, I really like a lot of different game genres, but that's not really how YouTube functions. When people subscribe to you for a specific content, they tend to want content in that direction, or at the very least, very similar content to what they subscribed to. And Infinity Nikki and old school RuneScape are just two very different games. And every single week, I can see that in kind of where this game lands viewership wise, and the more you fail on views, the more YouTube stops bringing you new people that subscribe for RuneScape, then immediately unsubscribe because they see what I upload throughout the rest of the week. People that subscribe for Infinity Nikki, they get kind of confused on Fridays, so it's just not a good situation for absolutely anybody. I will likely come back to this at some point, either through streams, through a different channel, or maybe I'll get established and people will just want to sit down and shoot the shit and that will work, because sometimes that can happen too. But that time is not right now. Sorry for Bright. So I want you to help me pick what I'm doing on Fridays, because I don't want this to be an only Infinity Nikki channel. I am not comfortable with being a one-trick pony. I do like a variety of games, and I assure you, whatever we're gonna pick, I'm gonna enjoy, because I enjoy a lot of things, and I want to share my love for more than just one game. I want that love to transcend and to be able to enter other games, but I also want it to be something similar enough to Infinity Nikki that we can say this channel is moving in the same direction. So, what is Infinity Nikki? I kind of broke it down into these categories. Infinity Nikki is wholesome, Infinity Nikki is for women, and Infinity Nikki is a gacha. I don't need all three to match. I just need a game that fits under one of these tags. And to be perfectly clear, whatever game we select, what I want to do on Fridays is I want to sit down and do a slightly edited playthrough of that game. So if I'm playing another gacha, I will cut down the time that's taking me to go from point A to point B, but I will probably leave like most of the story in, because I don't want this to be a very edited thing. This is supposed to be something that's also fun for me. I don't want to like over edit my videos. I just want to enjoy my Fridays, guys. But I also want it to be something that you would watch. So this isn't me saying, oh, I want to cover Genshin Impact. I want to cover Zenless Zone Zero. This is me saying, I want to take another game and I want to play through it on Fridays in around 30 minutes to an hour segments that I can just like upload every Friday and we can just chill. So I'm asking you, what kind of game would you like to chill with? Because it's a very hard question to answer when somebody just like springs you with a question, I decided to give you a couple of inspirational points. So, if we want to select from a wholesome category, that's a really big category, yo. It could be Disney's Dreamlight Valley. I think that counts as wholesome. We can like go in and we can play through the story. I haven't touched the game before, but I know that there's a very passionate community that is wholesome, that is chill. We can just do that. Wholesome can also mean indie games like Slime Rancher or Thrifty Business. They're smaller packages. This would mean that I would rotate what I'm playing on Fridays a lot faster. than if I settle down into something that can be a constant. And honestly, I kind of want a constant because it's easier to stick with one thing that performs well than rack your brain about what might perform well every couple of weeks. But hey, this is also in the realm of possibility, these kind of games. Or wholesome can mean something that people don't super attribute to wholesome, but still counts as wholesome because there isn't really combat and the game isn't very adrenaline filled, it's not fast paced, it doesn't pressure you. Like, for example, 2 Point Museum. 2 Point Museum is just chill, there's no violence in it, so while it's also a simulation game, it would also count as wholesome. For women category, we can play something old and nostalgia-inducing, like we can go through all the Barbie games. That's a possibility. Nancy Drew is a very serious series. Well, it can be a bit insane, but it's effectively a detective series that first were novels and later became games, and they are targeted at women. So if we want to play something with a bit more of an old school vibe, have a lot of thinky thonks in it, is sometimes not very logically coherent when it comes to solving puzzles, we can pick up Nancy Drew as a series. We can do all the games of that we can get our hands on. Papa's game series. Papa's game series is a game about cooking. There is some story progression, as if normally Papa leaves you his whatever food establishment, then disappears, and then after some time Papa comes back. People that play Papa's games, they normally try to 100% them, which means pleasing all of the unique named customers, playing all the mini games and that sort of thing. We can pick a happy medium for it where Papa absolutely has to come back before we stop playing. Also, we kind of have to experience all the content that's in the game, but we don't really need to do all the grinding in it before we move on to the other games. That would be an example of playing through a Papa's game, which is for women. Life Makeover is another dress-up game, and it's very extreme and murdery in its plot. It is kind of grindy, especially for a free-to-play account, and I feel like your story progression grinds to a halt fairly fast, but I would try to keep up with it, and we could play through the story together. Or I can pick up another gacha game. Examples include Zenless Zone Zero, Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact, Arknights. I really don't mind a variety of gacha games, and I wouldn't come into it to bitch. I would come into it to enjoy the gameplay. So whatever the gameplay is, I would just be like, yeah, here's me chilling with Genshin for like an hour straight. Here's the kind of story that we're covering. We probably wouldn't do a lot of episodes on doing side quests or exploration. We would mostly be doing the main storyline, and with doing 30 minutes to an hour worth of storyline in any other gacha game that's happening as a live service game, I think we would kind of have content until it closes, because gacha game updates tend to come out really fast, and even if you assume that an update drops once every 3 months, if it has something like 15 hours of gameplay in it, then it has already covered the 3-month timeline. If you're doing only the main storyline, chances are you will catch up, but you will catch up kind of slowly. So I think just slotting in another gacha game would work perfectly fine. So once again, I just want to play something on Fridays and just chill with you as like a traditional Let's Play. As in, I pre-record a video, it's gameplay, I commentate over it, we have a good time. but I want to know from you, because whatever game that I'm gonna be playing, it is unlikely that I'm gonna be like trying to catch this community as my own, unless of course they are also an Infinity Nikki. I want to know from you, what would you like to watch on Fridays? What would interest you? Because, as you can see, I can figure out what fits thematically, but I don't know what would actually entertain you. So, for the next couple of weeks, probably about 2 weeks or so, there won't really be anything in the Friday slot. I will probably like put in a couple more Infinity Nikki videos. After that, I will take whatever is the highest voted game. So if you like me to play a specific game, just like leave it in a comment, as long as it broadly fits into one of these 3 categories. I think that these 3 categories are so broad that a lot of games could fit here. As long as it fits broadly into these categories, it's fine. If you want me to play something specific, leave it as a comment, or if somebody has already left it in as a comment, upvoting that comment will also work. I'm gonna look into likes, I'm gonna look into comments on this video, and I will broadly pick the most popular one. I'm not committing to picking the absolute most popular one, but like something that's fitting for the channel that also my viewers would like to watch is the one that I would pick. So like if somebody comes in and they're like, I don't know, you should start a 100 video series on Among Us, that's probably not gonna happen, even if it's gonna receive a lot of upvotes. But if it's like broadly fitting into these categories, then yes. So I'm just asking, hey, what would you like to watch? What would you like to see? Please tell me, and we can make it happen as a Friday thing. Thank you so much for watching me, for supporting me. I hope that we can have a jolly good time in many different sort of videos on this channel, and we can just find something to enjoy together. So yeah, please, please, please leave me comments about what you want to see, and leave upvotes to comments that want to see similar things to what you want to see, and toodaloo for now.